Okay, so welcome everyone to your evening meditation. So we're going to be meditating on Course in Miracles Workbook Lesson 304 this evening, and the preliminary section 9 on what is the second coming, which is recommended that you do before each lesson. So just making yourself comfortable somewhere, going somewhere where you're not going to be disturbed for the next half an hour or so. Putting your phone on mute or silent. Sitting comfortably in your favorite meditation posture. So that could be lotus position. If you're an advanced meditator, you could sit up in bed. Just make sure your back is straight with your legs out. If you're sitting in a chair, just feet shoulder width apart. Put one hand in your lap, the other hand on your heart. Back straight. Close your eyes and start off by taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. So just breathing in. So you're breathing into the belly button, filling up the lower stomach. It's beautiful life energy. Feel that rising up from the lower stomach into the chest. The second phase of the breath. And a nice warm tingling sensation in your chest. Squeeze the sphincter muscle. That's the muscle used to contract the flow of urine. So that acts as an energy lock, stops the energy from leaking out, and also a pumps the energy up the spine. So we're trying to raise this life, or kundalini energy as it's known in Sanskrit, up the spine. And as you breathe in, final sip of air into the head, you feel this nice warm thread running up the spine, coming to rest in your crown. So just pause at the top of the inhale and scan your mind. So notice any thoughts going on and any emotions that go with them. And notice the emotional tone. So what do these emotions feel like? Are they light and peaceful and happy, or is there a darkness, a contraction, restriction, resistance, limitation? This feels uncomfortable. So notice how that uncomfortable feeling shows up in your body, maybe a knot in your stomach, nausea, tightness in your chest, clenching of your jaw, of your fists, sweaty palms. The extreme panic attacks can manifest just from your thoughts and emotions. So wherever you are on that spectrum, notice. Now you're just going to choose to let it all go. You can drop all this the next half an hour. You can always pick it up again afterwards if you really want it. So let go of all the baggage with your breath. Exhaling out, full deep exhale. Blowing it out like a black smoke out of your mouth. And it's leaving out of every pore of your body, out of every cell and every muscle. Just leaving your mind. So all this is just part of your mind. Pull the lower stomach into the spine. Expel the last remaining air out with the breath. Sharp exhalation. And then just rest there for a few moments in the stillness, the silence. Smile. And smoothly into the next inhale. So breathing in, stomach rises, the chest rises. Filling your chest up with this nice, warm, tingling, comforting feeling. Feel the warmth under your hand. And then rising all the way up into the head, into the crown. Track the sphincter muscle to pump this life energy up the spine. Pause briefly, find the stillness, and then exhale. As you exhale, make a little sighing sound in the back of your throat. Sounds a bit like the ocean subsiding back, a wave subsiding back into the ocean. So that all sigh out. Constrict the throat, so you're fogging sunglasses. You keep your mouth closed, and this energy subsides back down, just like a wave into the ocean. Chest and the stomach suck back in, and you come to rest again at the bottom of the exhale for a few moments. Smile in these gaps between breaths, because they're a little portal to eternity. And breathing in again, and repeat the cycle. So just watch your breath, just noticing the subtle sensations of the breath. You're noticing the stomach rise, chest rise, subtle flow of life energy up the spine, flowing into the crown of the head. Smile, and then the process reverses. Air flows out of the nostrils, and make that sighing sound in the back of your throat, the Ujjayi sound it's called in yoga. And energy flows back down into the chest, the heart center, and down into your stomach. And then you come to rest there again, smile. So just stepping back, setting the breath in motion, just stepping back and watching the breath. There's nowhere else to go, there's nothing else to do for the next 20 minutes or so. Just breathe, relax, be still, and allow these words that I'm going to read you just to drop into that very still, calm, peaceful place. So you don't have to try and intellectually understand them, evaluate them, analyze them, judge them. Just allow them to permeate into your awareness, just dropping in to this deeper awareness. And you smile as you do this. This peace and this love and this joy are always there. Keep watching your breath, keeping your mind nice and still, calm, empty, open, but aware as you listen to these words. This is from the preliminary section to this series of 10 workbook lessons we're on what is the second coming. So Christ's second coming, which is sure as God, is merely the correction of mistakes and the return of sanity. Christ is your higher self, and God is eternal, infinite, unconditional love. So I'll just use those alternate terms. Sometimes people don't like the more religious terms, but understand that these are just pointers, they're signposts to point you within into a state of mind that is beyond words. So don't get hung up on the words, the terminology, the dogma attached to them. Just try and let go of all of that. So use whichever words are more helpful as pointers. So I'll start again. Christ's second coming, your higher self's second coming, which is sure as God or eternal love, is merely the correction of mistakes and the return of sanity. It is a part of the condition that restores the never lost and reestablishes what is forever and forever true. Here's the invitation to God's word, to love's word, to take illusion's place. The willingness to let forgiveness rest upon all things, without exception and without reserve. So pause, just keep watching your breath, sinking a little bit deeper with each breath into this lovely, peaceful, calm, relaxed state. Keeping your mind nice and clear, calm, empty, open, but aware. And imagine these words are just dropping in like pebbles to a very still, calm pond on a windless day. Because your mind, the pond, is so still, the ripple effect is going to be very noticeable. So these ideas are going to ripple into the depths of the pond, your subconscious mind, which is where they need it to undo this very deeply entrenched thought system of separation, which of course calls the ego. And so we need to be willing to do this. As he says, willingness to let forgiveness rest upon all things without exception and without reserve. To undo this deep-seated thought system, which is why we meditate and practice these lessons. We need to unlearn so many bad thinking habits and relearn the truth. So let's continue with this section. So Jesus says, it is the all-inclusive nature of Christ's second coming of the awareness of your higher self, that permits it to embrace the world and hold you safe within its gentle advent, which encompasses all living things with you. There is no end to the release the second coming brings, as God's creation, love's extension, if you prefer that language, must be limitless. Forgiveness lights the second coming's way, because it shines on everything as one. And thus is oneness recognized at last. So just pause, reflect on that, keep watching your breath. So this oneness, at-one-ment, is what processes of forgiveness, restores your mind to seeing the oneness underneath everything, despite all the illusions of separation. There is still only one mind. That's the recognition of oneness. It's called the atonement or at-one-ment by Jesus in the Course. So the second coming ends the lessons the Holy Spirit teaches, making way for the last judgment, in which learning ends in one last summary that will extend beyond itself and reaches up to God or love itself. Second coming is the time in which all minds are given to the hands of Christ, your higher self, to be returned to spirit in the name of true creation and the will of God. So keep watching your breath, staying nice, still, calm, empty, open, but aware. Just going a little bit deeper into this peaceful, calm, relaxed state. Each breath, and letting these words just permeate into your awareness. Know that when you do that, they're going into a deeper part of your mind, your subconscious, which is where they're needed to undo the default thought system of the ego. So the second coming is the one event in time which time itself cannot affect. For everyone who ever came to die, or yet will come, or is present now, he is equally released from what he made. In this equality, is Christ restored as one identity, in which the sons of God acknowledge that they all are one. And God the Father smiles upon his Son, his one creation, and his only joy. Pray that the second coming will be soon, but do not rest with that. It needs your eyes and ears, and hands and feet. It needs your voice. And most of all, it needs your willingness. Let us rejoice that we can do God's will, join together in its holy light. Behold, the Son of God, the extension of love itself, is one in us. And we can reach our Father's love through him. So just pause, reflect on that, smile, continue watching your breath. The main thing about all of these meditations is that you feel peace. The words are just signposts, pointers to inner peace. So sink a little bit deeper into that peace with each breath. Breath isn't the end, it's just the means to the end. So we do all this practice to improve our state of mind and being. Techniques themselves are not that important. So let's move on to lesson 304. Start off by taking a nice deep breath in through the nose, so filling up the lower stomach, blowing out the belly button, pushing it out. Second phase of the breath into the heart center. Feel this warm, tingling feeling flowing up the spine. You can contract the sphincter muscle used to contract the flow of urine, just shoot it up the spine into your heart center and on up into the crown of your head. Pause at the top of the inhale, smile. And just repeat today's idea to yourself. Let not my world obscure the sight of Christ, sight of my higher self. Could translate this as, let me not allow my perception of the world to obscure the sight of my true self. Just use whichever words work for you. It's just saying that we need to let go of our misperceptions of the world, which obscure our true sight of Christ, our higher self, overlooks all negativity, all blocks to the awareness of love's presence, and restores us to love where we're truly at home. So exhale, just sighing it all out, having a sense of letting go with the breath. Just dropping your awareness down from your head into your heart center. Feel a nice warm tingling feeling there under your hand. Sighing sound on the back of your throat, the ujjayi sound, and then chest and the stomach sucked back in. Then you come to rest there briefly. And then repeat the cycle. Breathing in, stomach rises, chest rises. There's the subtle flow of air into your nostrils. Smile at the top of the inhale. Feel this warm, tingling energy accumulated in the crown of your head, maybe a tingling feeling up your spine. Hold the breath briefly and say, I can obscure my holy sight if I intrude my world upon it, nor can I behold the holy sights Christ looks upon, unless it is his vision that I use. Perception is a mirror, not a fact. And what I look on is my state of mind reflected outward. So if there's anything you don't like, scan your mind, any perceptions of others, what others have done or said, of the world being negative, imperfect, and sort of condemned in some way by you. Notice these thoughts, and then as you exhale, just let them all go. Blowing them out like a black smoke out of the mouth. Pull the stomach into the spine and have a sense of not just letting go, but extending this peaceful presence in you outwards. This is your blessing on the world. So say, I would bless the world by looking on it through the eyes of Christ. You're not looking on it through this darkened lens of the ego. It wants to believe in separation and the guilt, fear, sin, attack. All these things obscure your holy vision, the light in you. Say, and I will look upon certain signs that all my sins have been forgiven. So maybe you can get a sense of this as you look within. It's a beautiful, calm, peaceful presence. There is no judgment in that presence. So invite it fully in, invite the light in. As you breathe in, imagine you breathing a beautiful golden or white light into your stomach, filling your stomach up like a light-filled balloon. Contract the sphincter muscle to lock the energy in. Second phase of the breath pumps the energy up and feel like, imagine light. It's being breathing in the light into your stomach, into your heart center, and then into your upper head through the third eye, encompassing your whole head in a golden aura. Feel some warm tingling sensation flowing up your spine, and some nice comfortable feeling in your entire body. Spend a few moments here in the light. Just invite this light in fully with this prayer. And then we'll close out the meditation with a couple of minutes of silence. So you lead me from the darkness to the light, from sin to holiness. Let me forgive and thus receive salvation for the world. It is your gift, my Father, my source, given me to offer to your Holy Son, which is me, that I may find again the memory of you. And you may find again the memory of you and of your Son, your extension as you created him, as you created me. So with that invitation and prayer, just sink in. Kingdom of heaven is within, said Jesus. So now's an opportunity just to breathe, relax, be still for the next couple of minutes of silence. Nothing else to do, nowhere else to go, nothing else to be. Breathe, relax, be still. If you notice any thoughts that arise, monkey mind chatter, just observe it in a pretty detached way. And then let these thoughts go like clouds just drifting by in the sky. Cannot really obscure your true awareness, which is the sky in the analogy. So just blow them away, let them go, and restore your mind into this eternal present, where you see beyond the world. The world cannot obscure the sight of Christ, your higher self. For the next 2 minutes of silence, just allow yourself to fully enter into this Christ presence. And so just very gently bring your awareness back into the body, back into the breath. On the count of 3, you're going to open your eyes. So 1, just breathing in, notice the stomach rise as you do that. Belly button pushing out. Chest rising, your hand rising, still on your chest. Breathing in through the nostrils, notice the subtle flow of air into the nostrils. Make sure you don't hunch your shoulders up when you're doing this. Keep your shoulders and your neck nice and relaxed. Just noticing all the subtle sensations around the breath. Notice how present you are. Just aware of everything, but you're in a very still, calm place. So 2, just as you exhale, notice your other body senses. So what are you feeling? Your body, is the vibration in your throat, air flowing out of the nostrils. Chest and the stomach subside back in. Tension comes to rest in your stomach. From there into your buttocks, and notice the weight of your bum pressing down into the chair. Feet touching the ground. Maybe there's a subtle taste in your mouth. Notice that. Smell in your nose. So you breathe in again, notice that. Just bringing your mind completely into the present moment. Anchoring the state in so that you can stay here for the rest of the evening. Notice what you're hearing as well. So don't name these sense perceptions or judge them or label them in any way. Just allow them to arise and then subside. No mental judgment, no commentary. Just allow them to be, and in that process you're allowing yourself to be as you really are. So 3, open your eyes, just look around. Just noticing everything again in this very non-judgmental state. So let your eyes rest randomly on an object for a second or two, and then another one. Just looking around in the room or wherever you happen to be. Just glancing at the various things you see, but you don't have to name them, judge them, label them. Just have to allow it all to be, and notice how peaceful it is when you do that. And so this is what the lesson means, what it says. Not my world. So my perception of the world isn't ultimately real, but our perception of it seems to be real. So let not this perception and the judgments that our perception seems to justify obscure the sight of Christ, this higher self, this perfect love that lies in every human being and in every creature. So I thank you for listening, doing this work, helping yourself and the world. I wish you a very peaceful and flowing evening ahead. So practice this idea frequently if you're in the WhatsApp group. Then sent you a shorter recording earlier this afternoon that you can listen to frequently. I recommend every hour, but do it as often as you can. This evening to just top you up, reconnect you. And remember that if anything negative seems to happen, it's really just an opportunity to breathe, let go, and find your flow, find the miracle, as the Course would call it, by applying today's idea. Let not my world obscure the sight of Christ, now or ever. Remember that, and you should have a very happy, flowing and peaceful evening, which is what I wish for you. Thank you for listening, and I hope to connect with you tomorrow. We've got a meditation, 12:30 UK time, 1:30 SA time in the Zoom room, and again in the evening at the latest slots, 6:30 p.m. UK time, 7:30 p.m. SA time. If you're out there on YouTube, subscribe to the channel or go to freemeditations.online to register, and you can get access to all the sessions in Zoom that way. I'll put that URL below. So thank you for listening, and Namaste, which means the divine love in me honors and acknowledges the love in you.